Hello everyone and welcome back to Rose Plays Romans Christmas. Let's leave off where we're at. If I sound weird, I'm under the weather. Also, I might not remember everyone's accents. So, let's see. Let's get going. Tavern lifted the curtain and went into the kitchen, leaving me and Heron in the room together alone. I quickly moved, reaching for the easy excuse to get away from a hyena before he pounced. I'm going to leave an address for him. We can talk later. I rushed upstairs before you could object. Vincel stood at the door to his room. I don't suppose it's a coincidence that your room is right next to mine, Mr. Vincel. I thought you'd be staying in the suite at the end of the corridor. I think he was British. The rooms are all the same, my good wolf. It's not as if I have much time in the way of luggage. He stepped over the doorway and leaned on it, motioning me over with a constant mouth smile. Here you are, just right here. I accepted a sharpened quill and jotted down the address of my office on the paper he gave me. Though I called it my office, it was just the parlor of the flat that I rented. If a client came without a reservation, they'd be shocked by the casual atmosphere there. I didn't always have the time or energy to sweep or clean up after myself. It cost me more than one client's business. He tucked the paper in the pocket where he put the scroll and gave me a finger wave goodbye. Funny, I expected something more like the scent of exotic spices or fancy cologne at least. Or maybe that was just me expecting something more ostentatious. Kane. Yeah, it's snowing heavily out there. Kane turned the lock and dusted off his hands. You're bloody lucky. It's a holiday, so I don't need to be going back. Why not stay here until the snow is lighter? Just think of it as being on a case with me. Bugger off, as if anyone would accompany you. I told you not to come in when I have my door locked at night. No need to be rude. You don't want to talk. You forgot to buy my drink after that case I helped you with. Alright, okay, I'll treat you soon. What's your poison? Ale wine? Of course it's ale. Who's gonna treat someone to ale? Honest emerged from the door at the end of the corridor. Sorry I can't do his deep voice, but you know. I'm trying. Oh, you open your gills and coins. How come you can pay for the corner suite? You only pay if you stay the night. That explains it. We walked downstairs one by one. I told you not to come in the kitchen. I'm busy. Zarzan was leaning out the kitchen with a stern glare. But my child isn't the redemption of so more. Last I checked, you can't feed customers with redemption. Now stay out. I'm pretty sure you can't. Just commend piety. I took the seat beside Heron. He scooted over to give me some room. Maybe you should just take it easy for the night. I haven't done my endeavor. I haven't converted anyone. Everyone here is a pious believer. If it were true, you'd be in your pews. In the pews at Sunday service. Sorry. I would, just as soon as criminals stop committing crimes on Sunday. Crime is merely a symptom of moral wickedness. If more people prayed, last I checked, Father Heron, praying doesn't solve anything. Indeed, for the worldly matters, we must rely on the beneficence of worldly assistance. Unnoticed, Elegant had already came downstairs and claimed a seat across the table from Heron. Even the most righteous may fall into iniquity and ruin if they casually mingle with those steeped in sin. Then perhaps you should worry more about your own righteousness. After all, you only risk further degeneration if you casually mingle with us sinners. You want some supper to go along with your moral philosophy? Sergeant slapped 2 bowls of carrot stew in front of me and Heron. The soup sloshed from the bowl and landed on the table. Bon appetit! When he served the stew to Vincella, it was refused by a hasty wave of the hand, so he served the stew to Elegant. Perhaps I have been a bit prickly? You're not the only one. Bon appetit! Do you really have to imitate him? It began to grow dark. Snow piled on windowsills and in front of the door, and the pavement had all but vanished. Anlock strummed in snatches of melody in his corner, just like every heart stuck in an inn by heavy snow. Or barred. Oops. Looks like we have to stay overnight. Do I got time to change to a smaller room so I can save some money for Elle? Maybe go without Elle for the night. Do you know 2 places without Elle? Jail in hell. That's why I come to the tavern. It's the furthest place from both. Honest took the seat at the bar and moved to scratch the countertop. The change is okay. In this kind of weather, every guest counts. Zarn slid a mug to Linus across the table. I don't know what that is, okay? Could be an L, could be an I. Don't know. Drink up, but scratch my bar, and I'll take it out of your hide. Knock. Hello? A muffled voice came from behind the door. Hello, is there anyone in there? Continued knocks came through the snow-buried door, attracting everyone's attention. The snow was piled up as high as my hips. Who would be knocking at this time of night? Everyone kept silent. Linus moved in front of the counter to hide it. Please, our carriage is stuck in the snow. How many of you are there? Sergeant opened the partition and squeezed himself out from behind the counter. He kept his left hand concealed in his coat. 3, please, we have money. We just want somewhere we can pass the night. I can see only 1. Sergeant grimaced and cracked the door open to peek out. My master and mistress are still in the carriage. Come on in, then. Sergeant pushed the door wider, allowing a thin figure to stagger inside with a gust of snow. Thank God. Wheels are stuck in the snow and our horses panicked and broke their legs. If we hadn't seen the light at Tavern, I don't know what we would have done. Amy let her. I'll go rescue the other 2. I'll give you a hand. Sergeant and Honest. I think it's Enos. But that's a lot of eyes. Took their coats and went out of the door. Though Honest's coat didn't seem to fit him well. Phew! Is there any way I can warm myself? The goat patted the snow off his coat and shuffled over to the fireplace. I'm surprised you made it this far with the way you're shivering. It's too cold for being near the capital. Ridiculous. By the way, my name is Sean. I'm Roman. Nice to meet you. I didn't feel comfortable shaking the hand of someone trembling so hard. Luckily, Seymour focused on warming his hands by the fire. The door swung open heavily as Sarah got her 2 people out with thick clothes inside. He left them by the fireplace to pour ale for them. Here you are, drink to warm yourself. Ines carried the luggage in and returned his overly tight coat back to the coat rack, which I then noticed was actually my coat. Jerk. I'll admit, I doubt my place would meet your usual standards. Any port in a stone. Any port in a stone, as I say. Merci beaucoup. I guess I should put the French accent on him. Any port in a storm, as they say. Merci beaucoup. Just take it easy. I will try to accommodate you as best as I can. May I know your names, please? Lunik, Marquis Lunik Arlock, and this is my wife Solar. A gray-furred wolf emerged from underneath the cloak. Snow clung to his messy but glossy fur, and his amber-orange eyes landed on me. I wonder if you remember me. Oui, certainly. You're the detective who resolved a crucial case for us. Bonjour? Roman. Ah, yes. Roman, pardon? So it is an I. It had almost slipped out of my memory. He turned back to take off his wife's coat before handing both to his servant, Goat. Sean caught the 2 cloaks and stood aside like a living coat rack. I guess nobles have short memories. Your room is ready. It's not exactly a suite in the capital, but it's clean and tidy. No need to mention they must be staying in a double suite at the end of the corridor. Thank you. I simply must get out of these shoes. Sean, I think the glue in my heels came loose from the snow melt. Sergeant walked ahead with a suitcase in each hand and a candle by his tail. Marquis and the Marquis and Marquise followed him up. Kane watched him go upstairs from his seat at the counter, filling with his pendant. Seems Kane's pendant had never been apart for him, though the color and scratches on it meant it wouldn't be worth much. Sergeant came back downstairs. Is there anyone here who doesn't have a room? Like me. Oh, forgive me, Father. Well, we have a nice big room left over. For the Marquise Servette? Aaron's pout was so intense it was almost audible. As sure you know, the warriors of God must keep away from worldly pleasure, which weakens them. That includes stay overnight in the inn's bed suite. I suppose that is the case. I think it's all right. Vincent and Darby came downstairs one after another. Darby walked straight at the counter and took a seat beside Kane and Enos and started reading a book like he was in his own little world. Before I could notice it, Kane had plucked the pin out of his neck and strode upstairs. The pin is swung about the string of it twined between his index finger and thumb. I do say, oh, he's read it. I do say it's got much more lively, hasn't it? We don't usually have a packed house this late. Anyone care for a game? Sergeant took a lean the blue flannel from under the counter and spread it on the table. If you have any objections to gambling, you can go upstairs and play by yourself. Sean stood there at the table looking longingly at the flannel before clearing his throat. Well, I kind of cleared my throat, not because he did. I must attend to my master and mistress. Good evening. Oh, you just going to cook? Are you going to join us? Oh yes, I'm coming. I sat by the makeshift card table. Sergeant pulled out the 4 cards and put them in a line. Let's have a simple game to warm up. What about guessing the suites? No problem. I picked out 4 cards with different suites. Liengo, Blade, Chalice, Garen. Understand? Let's see, now understand. Well, I didn't get it for sure. It's okay, you'll figure it out after you lose a few times. You're a terrible teacher. First guess which one is legal. 1, 2, 4. I picked the 3rd card. It was the Langle. Wow, congratulations. Now let's guess the Blade. I picked a 2nd card. It was not the Blade. Seems you're wrong. After 2 rounds, I fetched a small profit. Aaron concentrated attention on watching the gambling. Even I couldn't tell if he was watching critically or just to enjoy. Let me empty my wallet. I'll be back soon. Don't flee from the battlefield, though. Don't flee from the battlefield so soon. Do you want to lose more? Should I fear that? For luck? Elegant was at the stairs. She raised her veil and smirked at me. What do you want if it's... What do you want? If it's not important, I've got a card game waiting for me. It is. And it is an important matter. She stepped back to the wall and backed away to the door to her room and opened the door. It is the mysterious act necessary. Very necessary. She shut the door behind me. Doing well. Are you still wearing a bell? What? Never mind. In a what? Before she could speak a whole sentence. Bang. With a crunching sound. Bang. The second one. Bang. The third one echoed in the tavern with a hoarse roar. What on earth? Don't worry, I guess it's just King losing his temperature. He'll calm down soon, then go cry and blame himself all night. Anyway, you were saying something? I doubt it will be that simple. We should check to make sure. Whatever you had to say seemed pretty important. Don't let me die of curiosity, please. Well, in a word? Bang. A deep sound. That sound was different than the last. It was like something heavy fell slammed into the ground. Something that probably weighed as much as a person. What happened? I slammed the door open, bouncing it off the wall as Elegant followed me out. The sound had come from the opposite side of the hall, Kane's room. I tried the doorknob, but it was locked. I thumped, pushed, kicked with all my strength, but the door wouldn't budge. Sean ran from the double room in a hurry, a handkerchief in one hand. What happened? I think something happened to Kane in his room, but the door's locked and we can't get it. Locked? Sergeant rushed from the stairs when he heard that, trying to push through the rest of the crowd of guests to fetch his keys. We can't wait. Sean backed up, bent to sit down, and rushed to the door with his horn. My vision went black. The air was still. The sounds of choppy breath and sobs slowly, gradually filled my ears. A scream sliced through the still air and echoed in my ears. No. My vision slowly cleared, and soon I could identify the shape of the scene before me. A wooden cup and copper candlestick were resting on the ground. Dull red liquid, like vicious vine, trickled down the back of the chair and pulled on the ground. The air was thick with a coppery metallic smell. Kane was slumped in his chair like he was asleep. If he ignored the knife, it would have thrust into his chest. A pattern of reddish gold bloomed along the lines of the knife handle, and spires of red spread across his body. Kane's body shuddered involuntarily as the last trace of life fled his corpse. Nobody moved. It was like the world had slowed to a crawl, like witnessing a terrible accident that you couldn't do anything to stop. I thought that by now I'd seen enough death and carnage to not be shaken by one more grisly murder scene. Until I found myself staring at Kane's slowly stiffening corpse. The familiar odor of Kane's musk mixed with metal smell, blood, and reek of death, and caught in my throat. Sorry, was getting a drink of water. Because my throat's dry. Oh no. Someone do something. Sergeant tried to burst into the room but was stopped by Anzox and Sean clinging to his sides. What? Why in my tavern of all places? Who did it? Which one of you did it? Tarzan roared as he shook Anzox and Sean off, his lips pulled back to show fangs, and his shoulders hunt. His wings began to spring angry, struggling to free themselves from the straps he held them with. The friendly innkeeper persona dropped away. In its place was an enraged dragon out of some bar's tail, furious that someone had dared to foul his lair. He leveled his glare at me. Get a hold of yourself. I'm crushed that Kane's dead. I don't know who did it. Then find out. We're gonna have to find out the murderer. I'll do everything I can. Thank you. It's very important for me. Sergeant slowly recovered his composure, his fangs hidden back under his lips, and his posture relaxed. I accept all guests will cooperate with Roman's investigation in order to resolve this as soon as possible. He tossed me the the ring of keys, turned around and slowly walked downstairs. His footsteps heavy on the stairs. I remember there was also another set of keys in the attic. I should have a look later. Well, then, time to get to work. If you wish, Detective, I can help by checking the corpse if you don't want it to face him so soon, that is. I'd appreciate it. I don't think we should let Thrivey do shit, but okay. Oops, I cussed. I admit I usually only treat living patients, but given the situation we now face, that's fine. I'll work while you investigate elsewhere. Return after you finish. I don't think that's a good idea. With that, he turned back and tightened his medical gloves before going to work. Search start. My autopsy. My autopsy isn't quite done, Detective. I'll check someplace else. The case mainly took place at... Alright, don't miss the attic. Although not everyone can give usual tavern, ask everyone is still necessarily. Corridor. The corridor is empty. I'm gonna close the first order. Kane's, Heron's, Peter's, and Sean's room. From the closest to first, Vinzel, Elegant, and Enos's room. Mine. Okay. This is Lunac and Solar's room. This is the ladder to the attic. So, we should go to the attic first, I guess. That Starly's medical supply box is so heavy and Zarzan had difficulty lugging it around. This is Starly's book. The cover has the image of a dragon and some symbols that I can't quite figure out. Starly's bed is one of the beds that Zarzan usually sleeps in, but he's loaned it to Thrivey to sleep on it for now. That's Anox's bed. He sleeps there every time he comes here. Okay. These must be the keys. Which Zarzan hangs by the bedside. There's an empty room available. The free keys will hang on there. Our door is locked. Were there any problems with the key? I counted them one by one. The shapes are basically the same. Seems like that they were made in the same workshop. I'll ask Zarzan about it later. Light streams in the attic through the round skylight. The accumulated stove could slide down along the roof, but instead it heaped on the window. This is Zarzan's bed. He usually uses two, but one of them is loaned to Thrivey for now. Huh. A candle. Yeah. Okay, anything else over here? There's a bunch of old junk piled around here. Bits of twine, decoration, angel wings for an old April's Fool's costume. We're back. Let's talk. Your whereabouts? I just want to ask what you were doing when Kane's incident happened. Me? I was watching them playing cards, right? Who is the culprit? And Lox was lost in thought. About key. I was thinking if someone used a spare key. No way! Why are you so sure? The keys are on the key holder and they look exactly the same. I imagine Lazarian could discern the difference between them. Even if the murderer had all the time in the world, he would know which key to take. Ask Lawson if you don't believe me. Okay. So, let's go to the map. Corridor. Corridor is empty. I don't think there's much to do. So I guess we're gonna start asking people. Well, Heron's right next door. See? The bedsheet is tidy. Seems like I haven't slept so far. What's this? A candle. The snow is falling. Okay, there's not much to look in here. Let's talk. Your whereabouts. I just want to ask what you were doing when Kane's incident happened. I was watching the others playing cards. Everyone can testify this. I see. Okay. Peter. The bed is tidy. There's nothing in Peter's drawer. After all, he didn't plan to stay overnight here, so didn't bring any luggage. Huh. Oh, I can check his drawers. Let's go back in here. Let's see if we can check his drawer right quick. Aaron didn't obstruct me as I checked the night tables, so I did away with the formalities. Aaron's Bible's in the drawer. There's also a rosary on the table. Underneath the bed. So there's nothing there. Let's go to Sean. Sean's got a lot of fancy stuff. I have to click the candle. A candle? I wonder if I get an achievement for that. The snow's heavier. Am I seeing things? This is a new consoler suitcase. Looks expensive and well made. I can't look inside though unless I get their permission. There's a mark on the chest. Maybe it's a travel. Maybe not. Sean was likely to make the bid to get on his own way. Okay. He does not have a nightstand. Let's talk to him. Your whereabouts. I just want to ask what you were doing when Kane's incident happened. I was upstairs in my master and mistress's room. They rang the bell to call me upstairs, so I was going to enter the room to ask for instructions. I heard a loud sound before I entered, but my duty to mark keys is more important than satisfying my curiosity, so just ignore the sound. After completing my task, I went to see what happened. I think the Marquis and Marquise are willing to prove my innocence. Well, thank you for your testimony. About the chest. Why do you have so much luggage? They belong to my master and mistress. I keep them here so that their room is less crowded. About door banging? I'm a little bit curious why you chose to crash a door like that. But because I'm around. I used to button something when faced with a barrier. And after all what happened just now, maybe he still could have been saved. Just after coming from the room and seeing what was going on, I decided to take the most direct route. Hmm. Yeah. No one should be in my room, but yeah. Just in case. What's that? This is my backpack. My clothing and sundries are inside. I'm really tired. I shouldn't feel so tired of witnessing what I saw. Hey, candle. These are the candles I'm wearing, not special compared to them. This is evidence from my last case, a notebook I keep in notes. Do you want to read the notebook? Sure, why not? 20 December 1285. Today is the third day I investigated a series of consecutive murders in the 3rd Avenue Street apartment, Sunnyvale District. The case is not closed. I shall return to room tomorrow. The record is as follows. The victims were found in their own apartments. In 2 cases, the door to the deceased home was locked. The door wasn't locked in the 3rd. Each victim was found near a balcony or window to the outside. Each died from blood loss caused by a single piercing wound in the chest or abdomen, which penetrated deep into the organs. After an on-site investigation, we confirmed that the perpetrator, he lived in apartments across the street, used a bow and tethered collapsible arrow to randomly shoot all 3 victims. With the permission of the victims' relatives, the evidence shall be returned to Capitol after the investigation concludes. You should close that window. The snow is continuing outside. Huh. See if Vince. I'm gonna click the candle. A candle neither the worst nor the best. I'll the snow is still falling. May I have a look inside the drawer? Of course, my good fellow. Vincel pulled open the empty drawer. Well, thanks for your cooperation. This is Vincel's big suitcase. Seems like it hasn't been opened since his owner entered the tavern. No offense, I just want to ask what you were doing when Kane's incident happened. Quite alright, my good fellow. It's your job. I was playing cards downstairs with the others and didn't notice anything until Kane was found. Thanks for your cooperation. Dreadful business it is, but I can't help but expect that someone like you would have things well in palm, detective. Good to see someone's confident. Ah, that is such a British way of saying things, isn't it? Well, looks like this video is going to be a little longer. So excuse me. Alright, elegant. Let's see. I'm gonna click on the candle, of course. A candle, neither the worst nor the best. Let's see. This is elegant luggage, well made but unremarkable. The sheet on the edge of the bed is untidy. May I have a look in your drawer? Elegant hesitated, then slowly moved away from the nightstand and slid the drawer up. There's a notebook in the drawer with her name. I looked at her and she responded a shrug. I'm not about to obstruct your investigation, detective. I opened a notebook. 13 familiar names were written on the paper. Kane, Eunice, Sarzan, and Anna's name were crossed out. Talk. I just want to ask what you were doing when Kane's incident happened. I was standing in front of you, Ma. I see. Care to explain about this list? No comment. I realized that would make me suspicious. I realized that would make me suspicious, but personally I was standing in front of you when the incident happened, no? Secondly, do I seem foolish enough to write down a hit list and not bother to hide it? Fair enough. Alright. I think after we go in everyone's room, I'm gonna stop and then we'll go on. Oh, there's no one in here, so we can search. A candle, neither the worst nor the best. Ina slept here for a while, then quilt must have fell on the floor. A candle, yeah. The cup contains some white wine, which carried a hint of fragrance. Smells like lavender? This is a handbell, must be used for calling Sean. I see the Marquis ring the bell in his house. The sound wasn't loud, but Sean always seemed to hear it. Having a butler must be nice. As soon as I moved towards the bedside table, Luna interrupted me. Yeah, anything I can help you with, Monsieur Vermont? The tone suggested the opposite. May I check the drawer? No, I think the items inside have nothing to do with this case. He showed me a gentle smile. And as a Marquis, I have the right to refuse any kind of search which I think is excessive. That seemed a little suspicious, no? I just want to ask what you were doing when Kane's incident happened. Forgive me for not following protocol. Sola and I were in this room together. Sean was in my room when the incident happened. I rang the bell to call him in. The bell's on the table, I'll check it later. This is enough to eliminate us as suspects? Thank you very much. I think we're done here, so I won't disturb you further. You're welcome, Detective. Please visit me if you need any help. Alright, on that note, I'm gonna end it here. And we'll continue next time. If you like what you're seeing or hearing, please don't hesitate to hit the like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe to see more content.